Hello and welcome back to another NWS video. Today we are talking about a system that is moving onto the northwest coast that will be bringing potentially the last very significant snowfall to the upper Cascades. Now, in terms of significant, we're talking feet instead of inches. So let's get started here, starting off with the National Weather Service page, where we have currently some winter storm watches in place in parts of Washington and Oregon. We also have some winter weather advisories in parts of southern Oregon as well. Now, moving over to the NAM, we're going to be using the 12-kilometer model today. And as this low pressure system starts to move onto the coast, we can see some light snow here. Now, this is right around, let's call that 11 a.m. Eastern, which is 8 a.m. Pacific time. And during the day on Sunday, we will be seeing mostly light precipitation until we start to get into Monday, where we could see some heavier snowfall form. Here's some heavy snowfall here, which is right around 5 a.m. Eastern, which is 2 a.m. Pacific, where you could see some heavy snowfall in parts of Washington and Oregon right here in the Cascades. This coincides with some heavy rainfall in parts of western Washington and Oregon, such as Seattle, Tacoma, Portland, as well as Eugene, Salem, that area as well. And that heavy precipitation moves through fairly quickly, and by the mid-afternoon here, so let's call that right here, which is 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific time. We have some moderate snowfall in the upper elevations, but more sporadic than the early morning hours. But most of the first wave of precipitation is now in areas such as Idaho, Wyoming, and western Montana, where you could be seeing some decent snowfall totals, not the same that we're going to be seeing in parts of the Cascades, but potentially a decent snowfall, especially for early April, which still can't believe that it's early April, but this is kind of the time that we're going to start to see these northwest snowfalls start to slow down. Now, there are some areas of the Pacific Northwest and the Rockies that could see snow until the latest May or June, but in terms of significant feet of snowfall, April's really the time where we start to see that wind down. Now, as this whole system moves into the eastern part of the country, we kind of see some moisture linger here in parts of Washington and Oregon. Now, this is very significant rain shadow effect here, where we have just all of this moisture coming off of the Pacific. It interacts with the mountains, and then not much passes east of the Cascade Range, as it all kind of gets broken apart by the mountains there. But the snowfall ends here on early Wednesday morning in most spots, maybe even Tuesday evening in parts of Oregon, but eventually all of that moves out, and a high pressure, a very strong one at that, 1,033 millibars, moves in right behind it, hopefully for the end of the week, which will see most of the activity calm down. Now, in terms of snowfall totals, we are seeing plenty of areas such as the northern Cascade Range here in parts of Washington, especially where that snowfall is going to linger the longest. We're seeing areas 51 inches of snow, 60 inches of snow. So the very peaks of the Cascades could be seeing 4 to 5 feet of snowfall, which for those of you who still want to go out skiing, that is a great amount of snowpack, especially for April. Now, that isn't just the only area that could be seeing significant areas of snowfall. We're also seeing potentially over a foot in all the Cascades of Oregon, and potentially over a foot in parts of eastern Idaho and parts of Montana as well. Could be seeing even up to 2 feet of snowfall, mostly in northwestern Montana. Now, northwest Wyoming could also see parts of the Rockies there get a foot to 2 feet of snow, and then eventually, let's just shift on down to, let's actually use this here. Parts of the Front Range of the Rockies in Colorado could see a foot plus as well. So this whole system, all in all, is going to be one that isn't purely, just snow for a short period of time, but is rather just going to be a accumulation of lingering snow that's just going to add up, which is significant for, road closures and areas that are very susceptible to avalanches. If you just get that continuous snowpack just piling up and piling up and piling up over a long period of time, it's going to be much harder to keep up with that snowfall as it reaches its peak during the day Monday, and still sustain that constant maintenance of any road areas and ski resorts in that area throughout Wednesday. So there is the potential there for some hazards on the roads, so stay safe out there and let the crews do their thing, as I always say. But that is all the information that I have for today. If you found this video useful, consider subscribing and hitting the bell for more weather updates. But that is all I have for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.